Bidadi takes a break. KGF gets lucky. DK's new township in the land of gold. Hello friends, welcome to the WeekendMachi channel. I am Alfred Manoj. On one hand, there has been ongoing discussion about the Bidadi Smart City project and Bidadi Township. Land acquisition has already begun, and while arguments and protests are happening both for and against it, the state government has now turned its attention to another township. The DK government has taken the first step toward building a new township in KGF. The government has now set its sights on the town that once gave the entire country tons of gold, 106 tons to be precise. The KGF mega township file, which had been gathering dust for decades, has suddenly been reopened on DK's table. So what exactly is this KGF mega township plan? Will the township that got stuck in Bidadi become a super hit in KGF? Will the former land of gold become the future Silicon Valley for Kannadigas? Come, let's take a detailed look at DK's new plan in today's video. During British rule, it was famously known as Little England. It was the first place in all of Asia to have electric street lighting. It produced 8,900 tons of gold and was once home to one of the deepest gold mines in the world. A place that once witnessed immense prosperity, economic activity, and wealth has now lost all its glory. February 28, 2001 was truly a black day for the people of KGF, because Bharat Gold Mines Limited, BGML, officially shut down. After 106 years of mining, the gold deposits had gone so deep, around 3 to 4 kilometers underground, that the cost of extracting gold became extremely high. It was no longer profitable. The money earned from extracting gold barely covered the extraction cost. For this reason, the central government permanently shut down mining. Overnight, thousands of mine workers lost their livelihoods. More than 4,500 workers directly lost their jobs. Since then, KGF has turned into a sleeping city. There are no major industries here. There are no jobs for young people. As a result, people are forced to travel to Bengaluru to earn a living. Every day, at around 4 a.m., approximately 30,000 to 40,000 people, mostly young men, women, and workers, gather at Bangarapet and KGF railway stations. They arrive in huge crowds and commute daily. There isn't even standing room in each and every train. People literally hang from the train doors, risking their lives, and travel to Bengaluru. They spend 3 to 4 hours commuting each day, work hard all day, and then return exhausted on the same train at night. It is daily suffering for the people there. If these young people are to see light in their lives again, not necessarily the golden glow of gold mining, but at least the basic light of opportunity, they need jobs in their own hometown. For that reason, the DK government has now taken up a massive project. A 1,000-acre megaplan, KGF 2.0. Friends, the Karnataka Urban Infrastructure Development and Finance Corporation, KUIDFC, has officially invited tenders for developing an integrated township in KGF. To be precise, this is not yet a tender to start the project directly. Instead, it is a tender to appoint an international consultant or advisor. The consultant's job is to study how much land is available in KGF, what type of land it is, the existing connectivity, industrial and financial possibilities, and prepare a feasibility report for the government. They must also prepare the financial model, phased master plan, and detailed project report, DPR. This is a massive project covering around 960 to 1,000 acres. Out of this, nearly 700 acres will be reserved for large industries, including electronics manufacturing, IT parks, textile parks, and automobile units. The remaining 300 acres will be developed into a high-tech smart township under the walk-to-work concept for the lakhs of people who will work in those industries. That means employees won't have to struggle with buses and trains. They can simply walk from their nearby residential area to work. The plan includes residential complexes, international schools, multi-specialty hospitals, malls, and green parks. The government also plans to develop the project through the public-private partnership (PPP) model instead of funding it entirely with government money. Zero land acquisition. Better than Bidadi? Friends, the Bidadi Township has been facing massive opposition because some landowners are refusing to give up their land. Many may wonder whether KGF will face the same problem. The answer is simple. Land acquisition is not a challenge here. Any town that wants to develop requires large amounts of valuable land. KGF also needs around 1,000 acres. But unlike Bidadi, no private land acquisition is necessary. The government already has the required land. Thousands of acres of unused land belonging to BGML and BEML have remained idle for decades. Since this is already government-owned land, there is no need for disputes with private landowners. Another important point is that the British had already developed much of the basic infrastructure in a planned manner. The main game-changer in this is the Bengaluru-Chennai Expressway. One of the strongest supports for DK's KGF Township plan is the Bengaluru-Chennai Expressway. This expressway connecting two major metropolitan cities is currently under construction, with several sections already open. It passes close to KGF. The Karnataka stretch, from Hoskote through KGF to Sundarapalya, covering about 71 to 72 kilometers, has already been opened to traffic and toll collection has begun. Construction is progressing more slowly in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, so the full expressway is expected to open in early 2027. Since the Karnataka section near KGF is already operational, investors are likely to find the area very attractive. Whenever multinational companies such as Apple, Foxconn, or Tesla consider investing somewhere, the first thing they evaluate is transportation and logistics. They ask whether there are highways, airports, and ports nearby to move products efficiently. From KGF, Kempegowda International Airport is only about 90 kilometers away. Likewise, using the new expressway, Chennai Port, 244 kilometers away, can be reached in just a few hours without traffic signals, making exports much easier. An elevated corridor is also being built near Chennai Port to reduce heavy truck congestion and improve access to the port. Transporting goods from factories within Bengaluru to the airport often takes an entire day because of city traffic. From KGF, however, transportation would be much faster with significantly less congestion. With such connectivity already available, it would be difficult for global companies to ignore government invitations to invest there. But there are still serious challenges. Although everything sounds promising, there are still major problems. There are two major obstacles. One is a real mountain, and the other is a legal mountain. The real one is the notorious cyanide hills of KGF. During British rule, after extracting gold using cyanide, enormous amounts of waste soil were dumped into huge mounds. These hills contain cyanide and silica. Whenever the wind blows, toxic dust spreads across the town. This has led to serious health issues among residents, including silicosis, kidney failure, lung diseases, cancer, and asthma. Unless these toxic hills are completely cleared and the land is leveled, industrial development will be difficult. The second major challenge is legal. Although the BGML land belongs to the government, it belongs to the central government's Ministry of Mines, not the Karnataka state government. The state government has requested that the land be transferred to it. However, coordination between the central and state governments has not produced any major results so far. In 2016, the central government was willing to transfer BGML to the state. But since BGML had huge debts, the state government declined, saying it did not want to inherit those liabilities. Additionally, the Supreme Court had directed that mining rights should be awarded through global tenders, in accordance with mining laws. There are also ongoing legal disputes involving BGML, its liquidation process, and land ownership. So this is not merely an urban development issue. It is also a major legal and corporate asset ownership issue. Although everything technically belongs to the government, the state government wants to implement the project while the land remains under central government control. Moreover, this is not the first time KGF residents have been given such announcements were made during Kumaraswamy's government in 2006, Yediyurappa's government in 2020, and Basavaraj Bommai's government in 2022 regarding KGF's development. None of those promises materialized. Now, in 2026, under DK Shivakumar's tenure, KUIDFC has called for tenders. The biggest question for the people of KGF is whether this project will finally become reality or remain just another file. The people there genuinely need it. Now tell us, friends, if an integrated township is built in KGF, will it help reduce Bengaluru's traffic problems? Can the old gold mining town become a modern city with IT, BT, and industries and regain its former pride? Share your opinion in the comments. If you are from KGF, you must definitely share your thoughts. See you again. Bye.